really don't understand this conversation because I have girlfriends who pay for their husbands. I have girlfriends who have husbands who stay at home. I have girlfriends whose husbands pay for them. So for me, I always say this every week. It's about service. If you're of service to your partner, vice versa, that's what a marriage is to me. How can I make your life better? How can you make my life better? How can we make our lives better? How can we make our children's lives better? Our relatives, the community's lives better. Like, how do we build? That's what I would be thinking about. So I don't care if a dude comes in a relationship with me, more money, the same money, less money than me. If he comes with the spirit of he's happy where he is, he's passionate, he's ready to go, he's respectful, he's for me, he's loyal, let's get it, let's do it. But that's me though. So I don't really understand this conversation.
See you?
I think to your question, I mean, there's some women who will take you not being emotionally available for all the days of the land if they can have their life paid for. That's not a bargain I'm making or deal I'm making with the devil, but there are people who would make that deal. For me, no. I mean, you like people said in the comments, you get grace for a few hard days, but living a life just because you pay bills wouldn't be enough for me to be emotionally unavailable every day. But I think to Sean, I guess, and Ray's point kind of together, I just think this whole marriage thing, people who are in real productive marriages and relationships know that this is all about a partnership. However you work it out is how you work it out. And your character is what defines how you work things out, not your money, because money comes and goes. And I think that if this whole pandemic didn't teach us that, you can have a job one day and not have a job the other. So I hope your relationship wasn't just dependent on what the other person can do for you financially, because you guys may need to rough it out together. And a lot of people are in that situation. So I think as long as you're getting the stuff done and you have the right mentality, I think that is what goes a long way. For me, having a man that really wants to take care of me, not just money-wise, but just wants to be there for me is important to me. And then if there was a time where that wasn't financially possible, that wouldn't change anything, because I know in the spirit of you, I know what you would want to do for me, even if you couldn't. So I think that's what matters, because I've been with and around people who they may not have that spirit. They may be trying to figure out what they can get from me, and that's the type of man I would want. So
I respect that.
I think that's kind of where that goes.
I respect that. I brought up that conversation because I think a lot of times as men, we hear a narrative which is really geared towards, like I said, where I was taking it to. And I was asking, the reason why I said about the emotionally unavailable was because that's what I'm hearing from the ladies. Because you work, suddenly you can't be feminine and you can't be soft. It's an excuse. Because I just gave the point. If you don't work and I work, can I make the excuse that I'm too tired to give you more of myself? I can't make that excuse. I can't. I can't make that as an excuse. That's because I work and I pay all the bills and I do everything for you financially and take care of your world. That now when I come home, I don't have time for you. I don't have energy for you. It's not. You can't use that as an excuse. It won't make a productive relationship. So there has to be that give and take. So when I'm hearing sometimes from women, that's what it sounds like sometimes to me. When I'm hearing, I'm like, damn. So what? Because you have to pay a little bit of a bill, y'all just gonna forget that you can be feminine? Okay, cool. If that's the case, then I think if men start doing that, which a lot of men do that anyway, they don't need an excuse to do that, to be honest. But if a good man does that too, this is going to ruin a lot of relationships. I think we have to push beyond that and say, listen, is it part of my character? And I think I agree with you, C-Way and Ray and Chris Nafa. Part of my character is that I want to be able to do these nice things for you. I want to be able to provide for you, and I want to be able to look after you. It's just, how does that look, and what's acceptable for each individual partner? But yeah, good conversation, by the way. I like to stir the pot a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We still have a debate about first dates later on. But anyway, yeah. So finishing off with Jose and Rachel, because we kind of went off there. I apologize. What was he saying, Rachel and Jose? Has anyone else got any other points about Jose and Rachel? Yes, Rachel.
Yeah, I don't have anything pretty much to say about that. I want to see more about what happens and if Jose actually shows real, because right now we see a little bit of controlling, some real controlling traits. And let's see how Rachel deals with him. But I need to see more about them. more from them.
Okay.
Joe, people say you're reaching for the stars, and I agree, but I'm just letting you have it because.
Do you know why?
He's reaching for the stars.
The reason why is because people make an assumption that men don't help at home. Listen, I don't know what homes you lot come from, but the homes I know, men help at home, men help with the kids, men help with cooking, men help this. Right. So there's a mindset that I can understand that maybe the environments people are coming from, men don't do these things. So when I hear people say, I'm like, was that what you lot came from? Because I don't know that world. The world I know, and even in an African household, my friend, you are going to be helping. Like, even the dad will have to do stuff. Like, my dad was a neat freak. The cleaning that this guy does, mum can't touch it, bruv. He has to clean. Do you know what I mean? So, things with the kids, he would get involved. So, I don't know. Maybe it's what people are seeing, that some women do all of that stuff and the men don't get involved. And that's why I'm saying I agree with you. That is ludicrous. Looking after kids is a full-time job.
Yes, it is.
It's a full-time job on its own. Yeah, so that way I'll say, yeah.
That is the perspective. There's a lot of women out here who are doing all of those things, and they're working. They're basically doing everything. Okay. And then a man comes around and says, "I want you to be feminine. I want you to be soft and everything." It's like I'm sorry. Like, please help me find time for me to be all soft and delicate when I'm paying all the bills, cleaning everything, and taking care of the kids while you're doing what? You know? So. I mean,
statistically, it is stated that 85% of Black female households are the women who are the household breadwinners, the head of the households, the financial. Over 85% of Black households in America are ran by Black women. Right, Siwe? That's like the statistics out there.
It's pretty high.
Yeah. And the men aren't active, or they're not really, or they're making less, or they're not involved. It's tough.
Mandem, talk to your brothers, please. This is unacceptable. It's that simple. It's unacceptable. Yes,
Sean's pretty quiet. Sean
said he's ready for. Sean said I've already fought my battles. What are you saying, Chris?
No, I was just saying it's important to make sure that the focus becomes supporting each other.
Yeah.
Because what you need in your first 5 years of marriage may not be what you need in, your next 5, right? And so you want to be able to support each other for the advancement of the relationship. And so, we can have the whole, you pay this, you pay that. That may look different in 5 years. Maybe she'll earn a whole bunch more. She may out-earn him at that point. Then things may change, right? There's just so many different scenarios. Maybe at the beginning when the kids are young, she's home. Maybe when they go to school, she's not home anymore, right? So there's so many changes that takes place during relationships, a marriage, and a household. And so it's important that the focus, yes, money's a big, big, big deal, but that's support of each other and the relationship.